every single year, creativity becomes the only currency, right? ChatGPT, it can code for you,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
We can build websites in days now, right? It's all the technical and expensive things are all taken care of, right? Amazon Web Services, everything. It's all that's left is the creativity.
Yeah. Welcome.
Yeah.
What up, D Hustle?
What's going on, man?
Oh man, guess where we still at, player?
I hope it's still in Miami.
Yo, we still down
All
south,
right,
bro.
just
We
making
down
sure,
south.
just making sure.
We are at the Blackwell Summit at Florida Memorial University. I don't know if you know this, but this is the only black HBCU in South Florida. Did
Yeah,
you know that?
yeah. Well, I found that out today.
Yeah, I keep reminding you, right?
You keep reminding me. Yeah.
But we got a special guest. We're here with Backstage
got?
and BobbyD. And y'all know that we have the speakers on stage, and then we're bringing them backstage for us
Nice.
to really get some more ideas or insights into the conversation they had. If you missed it, guess what? We got a big one for you because this one, he writes checks.
I like
Give
that.
him a round of applause.
Round of applause for that one. I like people who write checks.
So we want to invite Brian Brackeen to the stage. Did I
Well
pronounce
said,
it right?
brother.
Yeah.
Well said.
Oh, look at that. Look at some cool voice.
I forget myself.
He didn't get the what, but today, but I like it. I like it.
So first of all, thank you so much for pulling up, and give us a quick introduction of yourself.
Thank you for having me, first of all.
Yeah.
Brian Brackeen. I'm the managing partner of Lightship Capital. Thank you for the love.
Yeah.
Wow.
We are a venture fund that has about $1 billion under management. We invest in startups. We invest in funds, always in people that are underserved. It could be
Yeah.
underserved communities, geographies, black, brown people, LGBTQ, you name it.
Yeah,
People that
yeah.
don't have a fair chance.
That's what's up.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I said. You're writing checks, right?
I like it again.
Yeah.
I like it again.
But I do want to make sure I just bring this to light in terms of just the value your organization, your fund brings to our community, because I don't see enough people that look like me being managing partners over a fund. So big round of applause for him. And I believe you have your partner's your wife? In the
Yes.
Yeah.
There's actually 6 partners at the firm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Congratulations.
well, shout out to the wife and then the other 5.
Yeah, I'm only married to one of the 5.
That's what's up. So our conversation today, like I said, we're going to continue from what you were mentioning on stage. And one of the things that I just want to just enlighten the audience around is what is the normal process to engage with VCs and kind of get that conversation going?
This is a very different answer than you're going to hear. Many times we're taught that you have to kind of like meet them in a bar, almost kind of corner somebody and force them into a conversation, force them into a relationship, and hopefully months from then you might get a check. In my experience, that's never how it works.
Yeah.
Right? The way to get money from a venture capitalist is to stay home, is to work on the business, crush it, revenue, and then let me discover you and say, can I have a piece of this thing that you built?
Yeah.
As opposed to offering me a piece of something that nobody wants.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's powerful because for me, the work itself shows your commitment, shows the passion that you put in it, because it's not the invention, right? It's also like the personality, the people's. Like, tell me how that's important also.
Well, let's liken it to football. I'm an Eagles fan, so I'm all football out right now.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Go Birds!
all right, let me give a round of applause. You're welcome.
Are you a Cowboys fan? Buddy?
No.
Whoa. Giants fan there.
You're
Giants.
welcome.
Giants. Oh, thank you for saying
You see, everybody that said you're welcome to, they know exactly what happens. So, you're welcome.
For the folks listening at home, he's slamming on a very expensive piece of equipment because he's so mad about Saquon.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm happy he got a chip. He's well deserved. It's well deserved
for sure.
But
So
congratulations.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. So we were to take a football analogy. You don't get a spot on the team by being friends with the coach and you're not talented, right? You got to work on your craft. You got to hone your skill. You got to try out, right? You got to make
combines
the team.
and stuff like that, right?
Combine, exactly.
Gotcha.
So why do we think that it's any different in venture capital? It's not about relationship with the venture capitalists. It's about the work.
Yeah, for sure. And I really appreciate you bringing that to light for our audience, because I think sometimes there's just this, first of all, barrier that's in front, misconception of what we need. But when it comes from someone that writes check and they tell you to put the work in, you got to put the work in. Because the other challenge that we have, unfortunately, in our community is access, right? So tell us about that part of the journey that you know is challenging for Black innovators and entrepreneurs.
And now this is where relationships actually do matter. So with the challenge with women minority companies is that you may have put the work in. You may have done the time. You might have something investable, right? But the white male venture capitalist is either going to find you, or if he does find you, they're not going to invest, right?
Yeah.
This is a challenge. About 98.9% of all investable assets in this country are managed by white men. And so
I didn't want to do it, but
I got it. I got you, D.
yeah.
I got it. Huh.
That 2% I trust.
but we're in a strong 2%, and we're growing, which is important. And actually, I think this is the right time, right? Because the cost of creating a world-class business has gone down so much. And AI is growing so much. And if you got ChatGPT and a dream, you can build something.
That's what's up. That's a gem right there. If you got ChatGPT and a dream, you can build something. Yeah, for sure. And I think the thing that you're bringing to light is definitely the challenge that we're up against, because our culture by nature is innovative, right? We had to innovate to get through those tough times, right? It's like, yo, I don't want to carry that on my, like, what is the donkey and horses there? Let's build something that carry, like, we are by nature already always thinking about being innovative. And I'm hoping that hearing that mindset that you're helping develop gives them inspiration for them to actually pursue that.
Every single year, creativity becomes the only currency, right? Because in this world, again, ChatGPT, it can code for you, right? Yeah. We can build websites in days now, right? It's all the technical and expensive things are all taken care of, right? Amazon Web Services, everything. It's all that's left is the creativity.
Yeah.
And that's what we have.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you so much for enlightening us on that ability to create. Now, in terms of, like, you know, some of the challenges that we face. So let's say that we are that 2%, we get through, and we get that venture capital. Like, what challenges do we face in terms of just moving past that seed round and, you know, eventually getting to that golden IPO type?
Because I feel like that 98% is going to come after 2%.
Yeah. One of the biggest, something I spent a lot of time on is scarcity mindset. Almost 100% of the time, after I write a check, a year later, I've got to sit that person down and say, you haven't spent enough. Not growing fast. What's wrong? Why are you scared? And they always say, look, before I met you, I didn't even know what a venture capitalist was.
Yeah.
I didn't have any access to quick capital. And I don't know that anyone's coming behind you, right? And so this might be the last $2 million or $5 million that I ever see. So they hold on to it.
Yeah.
But holding on to it, the business doesn't grow because you're not hiring people, you're not buying more product, you're not marketing or advertising. So our people, we suffer from scarcity mindset.
Yeah. And I like that is coming. These has got some.
Say it again for our listeners, for our young listeners that are not understanding.
For the young listeners, our people suffer from scarcity mindset.
There it goes right there.
Yeah. And I'll say this: it's like being afraid to go outside. Guess what? You'll never be outside, right? Exactly. And it's like you're sitting by the window and seeing other people and saying, "Oh, you have experienced it because you saw other people." It's going to limit, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is great outside. It's great outside.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to hear someone with your background, with your VC funds, being able to talk about this and letting people know, like, that's what they're looking for in terms of innovation. So in terms of, like, new ideas that you definitely feel like we should be heading in a trajectory, more innovative on, more creating, what would you say that is?
We're not doing enough in our own spaces. I'm going to just give you an example. So about 5 years ago, General Motors invested in a company that was like a digital jitney service. So here in South Florida, we have these jitneys, very common, $2.50 rides. It keeps going up. It used to be $1 ride, but you know.
The good old days.
Good old days, exactly. And they run, up and down North Miami Avenue, and they go through our communities to get you downtown, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, you just kind of stand in certain spots, move your hands certain ways, and they know.
Yeah.
They know who you are.
Yep.
You get picked up, that's it. Some, white men from Silicon Valley learned about that and created a version of that with an app. And they got bought for like $200 million from General Motors. They gave them all these new vans and everything, and they ran that thing into the ground, right? When the company here in Miami has been doing that for decades, right? Instead of finding these kids that don't know anything about a business, let's find the company and the family that's already in that business and give them the $200 million.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
And so that's what we do in the space.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's almost like already knowing that there are going to be those 98%, pitching ideas potentially, but those 2% opportunities are going to be those that are actually doing the work and actually have done it. Why aren't we investing in those communities and those businesses? And that's what your firm really does hone in on.
In fact, that's what all of us are really doing. I'm going to give you a story from Procter & Gamble. They're one of our investors in their wonderful group. Almost all growth is from multicultural at Procter & Gamble. They've already sell tied to every white family in every neighborhood in all of America.
Yeah.
There's no more growth there. All their growth as a company comes from diverse communities. So that's where the money's got to go.
Yeah, 100%. And then, I mean, statistic-wise, eventually they're going to be the minority, we're going to be the majority, and we probably already there. They're just not keeping track of the numbers like that, right?
There you go.
So in terms of your firm and where you all are based out of, you mostly work here in South Florida or nationwide, or how do people get in contact with you?
We have 3 key offices. We're headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio. And that's why Procter & Gamble and Kroger and others are investors of ours. They're all based there.
Yeah.
We also have an office in Washington, D.C., and an office here in Miami.
Yeah, yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. So one thing that I did see you gave an opportunity for, which I always find it amazing when I'm ever at a conference or an event and the speaker says, are there any questions? And they start bringing the mic around, is that you gave a chance to give, audience members to pitch you some ideas. So what did you think about some of the pitches?
Good pitches. We had a little scarcity mindset out there, right? I found myself asking them to ask for more, right? Particularly, and I mentioned this on stage, Black women are so inclined to take a smaller amount and make it work, right? Because that's what they do all throughout their lives, right?
Yeah.
Every day. It's a super skill. But in this game, if you ask for too little, the answer is always no.
Interesting.
Right? In the venture capital game, asking for more means you must really have something.
Ooh. Right? That's what's up.
So I want to see people asking for more. And we talked through that today in our session.
Yeah, yeah. And listen, if you didn't catch it, first of all, this is a free summit. I don't know how you did not come here. Second of all, do you see who we have here in the seat? What knowledge he's given, access that he gave? People that were attending were pitching to a VC capital. That's why we have to continue to support our community and do events like this. And in general, what would be one of the last advice that you would give to someone that unfortunately did not attend the event? You, but definitely want to make that move into the realm of, venture capital and being an innovator or entrepreneur, sorry.
I talked about pouring into yourself. There's only so many Google searches. There's only so many YouTube universities, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to meet people and be inspired by what's in front of you. That happens at Blackwell Summit, right? That happens at Black Tech Week.
Yeah.
Happens at Afrotech. Even if you're not in those industries, I find that people should still go to these kind of conferences because, particularly with tech, we're always thinking big and globally, and it'll expand your mind and your brand into areas that you hadn't considered.
Roger that.
So definitely just get out here, attend.
Yeah. Outside. You said, what did you say? Outside.
It's great outside.
I feel good. I don't even got my bathing suit on right now. I'm trying to figure out when we in Miami.
Come outside.
Oh, for sure. Well, I want to say thank you so much for hanging out with us backstage with BobbyD. And definitely want to cue up the music, D. Definitely give our audience an opportunity to hear these messages come from people that look like me and you, for sure. And that voice, that thing that's holding you back, push it back because it's great outside. And we need your skill sets, and the innovation train is not stopping. Why not be a part of it? And definitely looking forward to all the
contributions. You can be writing checks just like him.
Yeah.
We will see you outside.
For sure. Any last words before we drop off?
You can find me at Brian Brackeen on Twitter. I still call it that.
Yeah.
And you can find me at Black Tech Week this July in Cincinnati.
Oh, that's what's up. Oh, yeah, Black Tech Week.
See you there.
Yo, I need a plug.
We got a media thing. We got a whole thing.
Yeah, I need a plug. I'm trying to speak on stage.
Done.
I'm trying to make it happen.
Done.
You see?
You heard it here.
You see?
You heard it here. I didn't even cut tape yet. You heard it here.
Well, I want to say thank y'all so much for pulling up the Backstage with Bobby D. It's always a pleasure to be in the presence of black people that are doing excellent things. Follow along, description below, all the links. You got a book? No book yet?
No book yet.
Yeah.
No book yet.
I'm waiting. Too much pressure, right? Soon
come.
come. But thank y'all so much for pulling up. Holla at your boy. It's Bobby D.